Morning everybody, it's Dave with davidspassage.com. I'm up in northern lower Michigan, getting ready to do a few days on the Manistee River, so stick around. Today I'm launching from the Misaki Bridge. I think it's also called Lucas Bridge. Used a delivery service called Chippewa Landing, and for $30 they were able to take me from the old US 131 campground to here. My plan today is to paddle the US 131, the old US 131 campground, where I'm going to be meeting up with some folks from, I think it's Common Folk Self-Reliance, Self-Reliance School up here. And we're going to take a few days and head down the river. So I'm here by myself, meeting up with them there. I'm going to paddle all day today and tomorrow and Saturday, and pull off Saturday. So we're going to give you some shots of the river, let you check it out. As you can see, I'm pretty loaded for the 3 days here, so stick around. We'll see you on the river. But just to give you a little idea, this is the Frost River pack lashed to the back. This is my Ascend D10 kayak. It's a 10-foot kayak. There's that paddle pack up there. This fits nice in the wheel well. I do suggest you lash it down. But then this guy's got my water in it and some other, just basically my 10-piece kit. I put that up underneath so I can grab it real quick if I have a spill or some other kind of incident. And it also, with that, my camera gear and some boots and things like that in the front helps to sort of balance this out. All right, so this is Lucas Bridge. It's also called Misaki Bridge. And I'm starting my journey. Up where I'm at, we get a lot of birch trees and aspen trees. There's still some deciduous trees, your maples, oaks, and whatnot, but you tend to get into a lot more conifers, junipers, things like that. A lot of cedar, evergreens. What's cool about a place like this, there's so many resources for starting fires. Birch bark is notorious for its tinder capabilities and starting fires, and also cedar bark and pine. Obviously you got fat wood and all kinds of resources for fire starting. So the GPS is kind of indicating to me that it's about a 5-mile-an-hour current. So, and obviously when it widens up it gets a little bit slower. The depth of the river where I'm at from this Misaki Bridge or whatever it is, Lucas Bridge, is varied. It's been about, I had a spot back there that was about 2 feet, and there's a lot of spots here where I can't even see the bottom. So it's resource time. Came by this down birch, and I'm gonna snag some bark for my fire later. So, birch bark is an amazing resource, especially for starting fires. You may have seen my, the little video I made of making a birch bark bowl. Well, the bark, for those of you that may be just getting into the outdoors and that sort of thing, the bark has all kinds of oils in it, and even when it's damp, you can get it to light fairly easily, especially with a lighter. You can even fluff it up and do it with a ferro rod. So I like to get a little bit if it's on the river, if it's down, so I don't have to carry any tinder with me in my pack or have to load that in my pack. So. All right, so I've hit a little stretch of river. I'm actually going 6.5 miles an hour here, and that's with a bit of paddling too. Nothing too intense, but still, that's a pretty good pace for a river this wide in Michigan. That's for sure. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Here's something interesting. So if you're watching the channel and you saw my improvised alcohol stove, someone made a comment that you normally find beer bottles instead of cans. Well, there's a can right there that you can make into an improvised alcohol stove. I don't need an alcohol stove, but I am gonna pick up the can because I hate it when people do this to the river. Throw this away at a proper place. if I look red in the face, it's because my boat is red. I'm not sunburned quite yet, so that's one of the reasons why I wear this type of hat. And you know, people probably look at me and think, boy, why is that guy wearing that goofy hat? Well, this hat does a phenomenal job keeping the shade off, or keeping the sun off my face rather. That's one of its many functions. And believe me, if this type of hat didn't have so many functions, I wouldn't wear it. I think there's probably about 50 things I've done with this hat before on trips. A few paddle partners here. Little family geese, Canadian geese. That's fun. In my area, they're vicious. They'll attack you. These ones don't seem to mind me too much, although they're keeping their distance. Here's a fun little park. Current's picking up with no paddling, or just steering paddling. I'm going about 6 miles an hour. I like when the rivers get like this. It keeps the wind blowing, keeps the bugs off you, keeps things just a little bit more interesting too. Well, I made it here. This is my livery service. The paddle, I want to say from Lucas or Masaka Bridge or whatever it was, it's supposed to take about 4 hours. It took me, it's put in at 10 and it's 1:17. So that's 3 hours and 17 minutes. Now, current was pretty good, and so that really helped, but I'm gonna see if I can pull off here and just have some lunch before I go the rest of the way. Finished my lunch and back on the river. From Chippewa Landing to the old US 131 campground. They're saying it's about a 45-minute paddle, so I'm gonna take this next stretch. I'm really early. I'm gonna take this next stretch kind of easy and try to do a few pictures. Spend a little bit more time doing that. We're coming up on old US 131. The only other bridge, the Masaka Bridge, and this, the only ones we've gone under. You know what, that could be an ATV bridge. There's a lot of ATV trails up in this area. Alright, looks like I made it to the old US 131 campground. This campground's $13 a night to stay in. It's all primitive. They do have a pump water source that's potable, and they have a couple vault toilets, I think, but it's very primitive. We're gonna pull in and meet up with our friends from Common Folk Self-Reliance. Let's see how they're doing. Just kind of a look at the dock. Let's get my guy out of here. Alright, little stair climb there. And now to find my truck. Right on the North Country Trail. Oh, mosquitoes are already starting to attack. That's awesome. This old US 131 campground. There's our blue blaze. Yay, NCT. There's our next one down there. I'm gonna take off for a little bit. Maybe get a pop or something at a gas station. I'm meeting the rest of the guys tonight here. And then we are gonna continue our journey tomorrow. So stick around and we'll keep you in the loop. Alright, here we go. Get ready to hit this river here.
Alright, so we'll clip our bags in when we're done. Okay, we'll be back.
Awesome.
Whenever he's done.
Yep, we're gonna shag the vehicles. Bridget's got the axe to guard the boats with. Here we go.
I'm in and down.
Alright, brother. Safe travels.
Here goes Alan. Whee!
Yep, go ahead and grab your paddle, Bridget. Come on, through. Come on, through. Thank you. For it.
Alright. Here we go. Get them all going. I'm gonna try to catch up with them here. Saying goodbye to the old US 131 campground. Rain finally stopped, so pretty happy about that. It's kind of cool. Last night we did a little resource walk and just sort of compared field notes, if you will. Alan is really good at mushroom hunting, so he was telling us about some of those and looked at some wild edibles and just kind of talked about, you know, bushcraft stuff. It was pretty cool. It did rain a lot last night, which, you know, it's par for the course, I guess. But today it's not supposed to rain very much at all, and it's supposed to be overcast, which will help me because yesterday I got a good amount of sun on my arms. I didn't get burned, but another day like that I probably would be. So we'll see what the river has for us today. I don't find myself needing them as much as I need food.
Yeah, you're right.
But it's good to know. That's for sure.
Down there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Oh yeah.
Break time. What campground is this?
What's that?
What campground is it?
Campground?
Baxter?
Yep.
Okay.
We are making chili, yep. So if you look over here, we've got a cutout notch at the bottom that holds our bail.
Mm-hmm.
At the top of our tripod, we have two different notches cut inverted for different settings over the fire, and it just hooks through a loop here.
Mm-hmm. Way cool.
Nice.
Mmm. Camp bacon.
The innovation of the trip.
Yeah. I don't know. Alan's bannock was pretty innovative, man.
That was pretty good.
That changed my life right there.
Yep, we've been to the top of the mountain.
This is ready-made bacon. You can buy it at Walmart. You don't have to refrigerate it. It's lightweight. Well, it's got a bunch of fat in it, but
But it's good fat.
yeah.
Bacon fat.
You just kind of slow roast it over the fire. Gets a nice smoky flavor. Mmm.
I got some rabbit droppings back by the tub.
Oh yeah, that's not good.
Those kids were having a good time last night on that little buggy or little scooter until it rained. Yeah, that was it.
We are off again. That right there is about 100-foot cliff of sand. Totally awesome. That is so cool. Reminds me a lot of the pine, although on the pine, their sand cliffs aren't as vegetative. There's not as many plants growing on them. They're so cool. Just towering right above you as you're paddling down. Got some ominous clouds overhead, and I don't like what that's looking to turn out to be. That's looking like a storm blowing. Wind's picked up. Those clouds are moving kind of quick. It is 9:30, and I'm about a quarter mile from the landing, so I'm not too worried. I'm sure I'll make the landing all right. I want to give a shout out and thanks to Common Folk Self-Reliance for letting me tag along. I had to do this anyways because I'm leading a trip up here in a couple weeks, and just wanted to make sure that I knew what I was getting myself into. And so far I like what I'm seeing. Now this landing is a little bit hard to spot, which is why I made a GPS waypoint, but I'll pull out here, back up to the truck. Well, I pulled off the river just in time. This is quite a storm it looks like that's brewing. But just want to say thank you so much for tagging along. Be sure to like the video and definitely check it out. If you check out the river, definitely check out the river if you get a chance. Absolutely gorgeous here. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video, or we'll see you outdoors. Take care.